16 days after waking up. Afternoon. Quite a few days have passed, and my body is mostly healed. I've become more or less able to communicate with Aselia, and I'm gradually getting used to life here. Strangely, although it's been only a short time, I've come to understand some of Aselia's words, or at least her intentions. I thought I was really bad at foreign languages. I guess it's as they say, being immersed in a language is more effective than studying it. Well, I don't really know the reason, so I won't think too hard about it. I yawn and make a big stretch. My body feels light today. I spin my arms around. It feels good. Not long ago, my body wouldn't listen to me at all. My whole body was in pain, and I was heavy-headed with fever. Fortunately, I've recovered enough to walk again, thanks to Aselia's constant care. I need to thank her somehow. I'm still worried about Cowdy, but Aselia's smile saves me over and over from my irritation at not being able to do anything. Come to think of it, is Aselia really the maid of this house? He asks again. There aren't many people who come to the house to visit. I haven't seen anyone other than patrolling soldiers and merchants coming to sell supplies. Just who is this house for? I hear a reserved knock. It's Aselia. Come in.
So, Yuuto, is hadesna dera hakuto.
Aselia makes a gesture of swinging or bringing a spoon to her mouth. This is what she always does to tell me that it's mealtime. It seems that it's already time for lunch. Is it already that time? It feels like I've been doing nothing but sleeping. Say, Aselia, is there anything I can help with? I'm gradually learning new words, although I have no confidence in my intonation or grammar. But Aselia is able to understand what I meant. She smiles back at me.
Isru. Nost iskumas raso Yuuto. Is har hai yukatras noise nesiro. Kutonasis ya tu hamsin naseku.
No idea.
Sakura. Is hadetras sorok ya hakuto.
There's gonna be a pop. Alright. After lunch, I return to my room on the second floor and try to fight off my drowsiness. It may be partly because of the medicine Aselia brings me, but that isn't the only reason. It's also because of this world's books. Aselia brought me some children's picture books, and at first I thought I could learn some words from them. But although conversation is one thing, learning the written language is dreadfully difficult. The language doesn't use the Latin alphabet, or even the commonly used Arabic numerals at all. The letters are all strange. Furthermore, each letter is written at a different height, like notes in sheet music. They don't even feel like letters to me, they look more like pictures. But the letters don't give the impression of having evolved from pictures. I can't seem to draw any visual associations from them. Thinking about it, I guess Japanese characters are the same way. Literacy in this language is impossible for me. I'll never be able to do this. I give up and close the book. I'm sleepy. I'll go drink some water. It's kind of noisy downstairs. Is someone else here? I head towards the stairs and hear a commotion. This again. A man shouts, and Aselia yelps pitifully. It's one of those soldiers that sometimes comes and harasses Aselia. Damn it, them again? I run down the stairs and see the irritated soldier knock Aselia to the floor. What are you doing? Stop it! I step between Aselia and the soldier, glaring at him.
So, Yuuto, is misras mihani no ne, is har nesroras na hases.
Lutuaen, ku musrulena, haruya minewa hayonas kuasan, ito wagrasia una maseku. Hagenites tesha. ニーセウナヤムナクノイセコスカ
He puts his hand on his sword and smirks at me. I don't understand his words, but I think I know what he means. There's no way I could fail to realize that I'm being ridiculed. He wants me to come with him again? Fine, I'll come. I may be able to save Cowdy. My heart silently fills with anger. I won't forgive him for his violence against Aselia. Even so, I try to keep my cool. This is my chance. Sure, I'll go.
So, Yuuto, ya tu ham sin na sequis, scuten, serona races.
She seems to understand my intentions from the tone of my voice. She's clinging to me to stop me from going. There must be some danger involved. But, Aselia, I'm going. I have to save Cowdy. I smile at her. If I can save Cowdy, I'll run away from here. It's possible that this is the last time I'll ever see Aselia. It makes me a little lonely to think that. Thank you, Aselia. Don't worry, I'll be okay. I smile and gently remove her hands from around my shoulders. I don't think that I got through to her well, but she looks at me and speaks slowly, as though she understands my feelings.
So, Yuuto.
Take
I pat Aselia lightly on the shoulder and follow after the guard. Before long, I'm back in the same place as before. Behind the endless rows of soldiers, the noble-looking girl with flashy clothes looks at me curiously. And directly in front of me, You're looking forward to heroine number 5 here, huh, Illusion? We'll see. He looks at me with a chuckle. I don't understand what he's saying, but he really gets on my nerves. Although I can't understand his words, I can easily tell that he has a hidden agenda. I don't like him. His gestures are expressing a concern for me, but looking at his eyes, I can immediately tell that those aren't his true feelings. The man looks down on me overbearingly. I don't know what he's saying, nor do I care to know. Rather, I'm scanning the surroundings. I don't see Cowdy anywhere. Where is she? Trying not to give away what I'm doing, I move as little as possible, shifting only my eyes. The noble-looking girl in the white dress makes a sign, and a soldier brings in a cloth-wrapped club. No, a sword. It emits a mysterious dull light, and has a strange presence. I remember the sword, and this feeling. This is the first time that I've seen it, but the sword has a certain familiarity. It feels like I'm meeting a childhood friend again, after a long separation. My head becomes very clear. I can sense the intentions of the people around me more vividly than I could earlier. The club-shaped sword is brought out in front of me. The soldier who brings it quickly hurries away afterwards, as though fearful. What is this strange sword? And what does he want me to do with it? The thought of using it to threaten the old man into giving Cowdy back enters my head. But I don't reach for the sword. I mustn't touch this sword so readily. Something like instinct warns me of that. He smirks and strokes his mustache as he speaks. That gives me a bad feeling, so I put myself on guard.
Aselia, Haikyuu was Shimihao Lasses Kawood na Iska Al.
Something about Asperia. The girl in the white dress calls out in a clear voice. The large number of soldiers crowding around me move to open a wide path. Along that path, someone comes walking towards me. It's a girl carrying a giant spear that's larger than her own body. When I see her face, I doubt my eyes. Asperia, why are you here? She advances towards me without answering. She's staring at the floor, but the small part of her face I can see is clouded in sorrow. The blade of the spear in her hands glows fascinatingly, like a work of art. Asperia stops 5 paces away from me. What's going on? Did they do something to you? Asperia! My questions are met with silence. She keeps staring at the floor. The people around me grin as though enjoying what's happening. After a few minutes of silence, Asperia opens her mouth.
So, Yuuto is her necklace.
Oh shit.
Shimihao Lasses Kawood.
She looks at me and whispers softly. Slowly, she raises her spear and points the tip at me. I'm so startled that I can't move. What are you doing? Asperia, why are you... I can't believe what's happening in front of my eyes. Why is Asperia pointing a spear at me? I look around me and meet eyes with the aging man. Yep, exactly what he said. He laughs. He's the one who's making Asperia and me fight. It seems he's trying to make me angry. If I don't fight with this sword, I'll die. Are Asperia and I just a show? Damn it! This is inhuman!
Aselia, how let him.
Ignoring my anger, the girl in the white dress speaks coolly.
Is Ryu's So, Yuuto is her necklace. Was Shimihao Lasses Kawood. Was Yuuto is Sosarek.
Sosarek. The moment she shouts that word, her spear emits a strong green light. Beads of light gather around the blade, and something resembling an angel's halo appears above her head. Asperia, why are you doing this? I try smiling at her, but her expression doesn't change a bit. I'm assaulted by sudden feelings of uneasiness and despair, as though the ground has disappeared from under me.
So, Yuuto is her necklace was Shimihao Lasses Kawood. Yeah, Aspelia. Say Munahak.
You didn't expect Asperia to be a badass? Yeah, she's rather unassuming, right? Huh? What are you saying, Asperia? What? My ears suddenly start ringing. I feel a pressure like wind coming from around Asperia in front of me. I can hear alarm bells going off in my mind. At this rate, I'll be killed. The pressure I feel isn't the wind. What I feel from Asperia is... it's clearly the intent to kill. In the same moment that she steps forward, her spear's tip flashes in front of me, like a streak of light. She closes the distance between us, and in an instant, slashes horizontally. A few strands of hair are cut and float down through the air. I see both determination and grief in Asperia's eyes. I take a light backward step to buy more time. I didn't dodge the sword slash just now. Asperia missed on purpose. I wasn't able to react at all. Expect her to be the cutesy, super innocent, kind heroine. Yeah, I can understand that illusion. Why is Asperia doing this? Who on earth is she? No, that doesn't matter now. Asperia is giving me the chance to take up my sword. The chance to live.
is 本性 is
She levels her spear. The tip is pointed at my heart. All she has to do is thrust, and I'll die. My heart starts throbbing again. But this time, I don't step back. The desire not to be killed stimulates me to move. Damn it! I reach towards the sword on the floor before she strikes. Aselia thrusts her spear at the same moment. I grab the sword before her spear can reach me. I desperately try to parry her assault with the sword I picked up. The moment our blades collide. This voice again. A familiar voice echoes through my head. Our blades collide, and Aselia is sent flying back. What is this feeling? The moment I picked up the sword, my body began to feel lighter. I can make out Aselia's movements, which until now had been too fast for me to see. The surrounding people seem like they're moving in slow motion.
is 竜はおますアウト
And even more importantly, the sword gave us the power of subtitles! Yay!
そう言うと我ら伝戦ユーラスホメストいけんせいやユスラスインソユートねミスラスなみはしはまいな予定と
Looking at me, she speaks words like a song. I can understand them as though she were speaking in Japanese. The words I hear are different, but they're replaced with familiar ones.
ね船と戦セミハウラスレスカウトロスハンウナニクセンエスペリアセンムナハーククラーナタイはいスンセムクミノルセン予定と
A magic circle of green light appears around Aselia's body, and wings begin blowing from it. Wind. No, a shield of mana! The word mana naturally floats into my head. I also understand that Aselia has used the power of wind to create a barrier. I can clearly see the mana that's gathered around her. Sweat runs down my back. I can even understand that penetrating her mana barrier is beyond my current level of ability. Yes, the power of subtitles illusion, that's right. There's no way we can lose now. Her superiority in power is obvious.
トロスデマルハコシンク
She whispers softly. The metal fixings of her sword clatter together. The hesitation is gone from her eyes. She plans to finish me with the next blow. No, I can't block it. What should I do? I can neither block nor evade. Is there nothing I can do in this life and death situation?
ノイセコスクハルコマンはシミハウラセスカウドミンレヘ
How convenient. The girl in the white dress shouts to suspend our battle. Hearing that, Aselia breathes a sigh of relief and lowers her spear.
クリュイスナムシエウスエスカムスルレナエスウニュセイヘナネリユキレエスデソロヌスラシミハウラセスカウドスクテニセホレウスセムエスペリオイネ
なあラストクマセフリュウキニカセムクエテス
キス
ハケニテスルクラーレラナレナハルコマンはシミハオラスレスカウトクラーソノナレナユーイットイクハルクテスタウアマハニクワサムミコシミナハルスンナイクハルサンセミワワコスカネシロム
Desire? Does he mean this sword? The aging man laughs in satisfaction. He calls Aselia a spirit, and this strange sword desire. Just what is all this about? Yeah. And why does he call me Ed Ranger? Go, Ed Ranger!
キスハゲサスイシス
She glances at me and leaves the audience chamber with a weak smile.
クラムスルレナナスサハウセムレラナレナスニウハレハルソナンカナマナケムユーハヌマレス
무스르 레나 나 데이키리 카미온과 에스카 내시로 하이 하키와 미온센 심하오 라스레스카우드.
The girl in the white dress orders me coolly. Her attitude makes me explode in anger. First, she made Aselia try to kill me, and now she's giving me orders that I don't understand. I have no idea what you're talking about. Why did you make me fight Aselia? And where's Cowdy? I get worked up and shout, using words from this world that I've never learned. Both familiar words and words that I shouldn't know slide smoothly from my tongue.
니스라 고소와 하네클로와 에스터미하 하우키교와 팀 미하순 이퀄 삼세미온과 코스카 내시로.
What the hell are you talking about? I've been forcefully summoned here, made to fight against Aselia, and now I am supposed to use this sword for reasons that I don't even know? Maybe I should use it against these guys. If I still have the power I displayed a moment ago, shouldn't I be able to save Cowdy without them being able to stop me? That's right, I can even save Aselia. But the moment I think so... What? My body. This again? I'm assaulted by the same overwhelming pressure that I felt last time. I feel an intense headache and nausea. My vision spins around, and I'm unable to stand.
いってむするれな胸かにるかでこんせさくたうねとゆらすはまうらくるすんわいすかしみはおりゃすれすかう
I stare at him, trying desperately to resist. Anger is the only thing keeping me from losing my mind.
하 유로사우네요. 미호케이누요 메레츠 에키토 메리나. 아키로 락수 카이라메스 나세쿠메 메레츠.
Even so, I continue to resist. I manage to stand and brandish my sword. But an especially strong shock goes through my whole body. This time, I'm not able to bear it. I collapse at my wit's end.
にゃんこすめんはらいすかむするれなゆきらいくておろのいせいすか
That's right, Illusion. The power of plot progression is the absolute strongest force in the universe. In the darkness, I reach my hand towards my hated enemy. But I can't touch anything. My hand won't reach. Damn it! I still can't reach?
いつてりねはす
His voice gets on my nerves. That final thought is the only resistance I can make. A dream. My head feels heavy. I'm dreaming, but it's not the same dream as usual. Cowdy is crying in the darkness. Cowdy. Cowdy. Damn it. I reach out my hand. But no matter how much I reach, the distance between us only grows. Cowdy realizes I'm here and shouts something, but I can't understand it. Cowdy! Cowdy, I'm coming! So don't cry. I keep shouting her name. Cowdy! I shout and I feel a cold sensation on my forehead. Someone is wiping me with a damp cloth. Cowdy. The cloth moves from my forehead down my face to my neck. My discomfort gradually fades away. The sensation calls me back from the world of nightmares. What happened to me? I recall my memories from before collapsing. I remember that sad smile directed at me. That's right. I was made to fight Aselia. When I open my eyes, Aselia is smiling next to me as though the fight had been nothing but a nightmare.
So, Yuuto, rest is Luceris. Rest is Dasta. That to Hamsing Nasekis.
At the very least, Illusion.
Rest is Une. Letaska An Stefan.
Her voice is gentle. The way she wipes my forehead is too, rather.
So, Yuuto is Ryuenism. Sarian work when you know see so Kaori.
Asperia's concern lifts my spirits. Her words, which I could only understand fragments of before, easily soak into my head. I see. So this is how Aspiria talks. Her words seem very polite. It's just like the impression I got from listening to her voice. I'm fine. My head is just a little fuzzy. Aspiria opens her eyes wide when she hears me speak. She quickly withdraws her hand and sadly clenches it. Aspiria, what's wrong? My head is hazy right now, but my body doesn't hurt anywhere. I'm not drowsy like before either. I smile to dispel her worries. Aspiria recomposes herself and returns my smile.
夜
Looking at Aspiria, who is now sighing in relief, I can't fathom her having the slightest relation to combat. I wish to believe it was all a dream. But her spear clashing with my sword is carved into my memory. Aspiria, may I ask you about what happened before? It's a difficult thing to ask, but I have to ask it. Why did Aspiria and I have to fight? Who is she? And what about me? The moment I grasped that sword, I somehow became able to fight.
Kiss. So Yuuto. Hades Yaminie Tasarosis. Mihasin Homesta. Mihasin so Yuuto. Wa Mihasin Iskaraste.
Aspiria looks intently into my eyes as she speaks. The time has finally come. I'll find out about these things that I've been so curious about. There are a ton of things that I want to ask, but what I should ask first is, where is this? The most basic thing. Where is this? And what date is it? This clearly isn't Japan. The language and food are completely unfamiliar.
Rakios. Is Rakios. Sink def ana. Sin tesrek la iska masek.
Rakios. I've never heard of it. She mentioned the continent, but which continent? From the atmosphere, I'd guess the continent of Europe, perhaps. But considering the number of supernatural occurrences, it's hard to think of this as even my own world. Is this a different world? Is this not Earth?
Last is Chikyu? Is dewane yamiha. Ryuhaki la an sisek Chikyu.
There you go.
Rakios. Iska an.
She doesn't know what Earth is. It seems she's really never heard of it before. All she's said is that this is Rakios. I'll try sorting out what I already know. It seems that I'm in the country of Rakios. That surly aging man is the king, or at least someone of high stature. Maybe that cold-looking girl in the white dress is a princess.
Is deune. La nino na iska tesrek.
Say, is this a different world from where I lived? It's hard to believe, but I can't come to any other conclusion. This is another world. It's not the modern-day Japan where I used to live. It would be laughable to hear it from someone else, but for me, experiencing it firsthand, it's the unmistakable truth.
Is uneya miha harusau kinikaras. Yoteto. Mihai is mihase. Aknas so Yuuto. Is Yamanek Semsin Nison Sam Kamita.
Alright guys, relax. It's time for exposition. As though she's resolving herself, Aspiria's voice becomes firm. I concentrate so that I don't miss a single word.
Miha Sin Homestu Kiharoa. Is Hanatu Wagrak Sem Eurasia Roteto. Is Deune Ikta Sonona Lena.
Spirits. That word has come up several times. The supernatural powers she used during the battle were the same as the ones I saw when I first arrived in this world. Clad in beads of light, both Aspiria and the girl who saved me fought with angel-like halos floating over their heads.
La Homesta. Hinazos Tarmaruten Haisensem. Zoska Simihao Vasres Kauto. La Uras. Is das Nito Sin Simihao Vasres Kauto.
I look at Aspiria's huge spear resting in the corner of the room. It's gigantic, and it looks extremely heavy, yet Aspiria swung it around lightly with one hand. But why? Why do these girls have to fight? You use them to fight? Why do you have to fight? Why did you fight me?
So, Yuuto. Last is Kunaharo. Sem ahak wa miharuin. Wa last is tema. Wa kunen na mihayarwano. Wa kiseir ya sonos. Is mihayaniha. Hanaku tarumareten la honest.
Well, who decided that, though, you know?
Is Uras la honest. High school na tarumu. Is ka simihao lasres kauta. Is Kora.
Her words are resigned. They're the calm words of someone who has already accepted her fate. How can that be? You exist only to fight? Aselia is about the same age as me, and a girl to boot, but she lives only to fight. I can't believe it. I unconsciously raise my voice. Even so, Aselia remains calm.
Is retens tarum sononarena la honest. Hai rakur wa simihao lasres kauto. Noise sakukin ya straight. Is smok unasi honest ya koska. La Uras. Sem sononarena tarum simihao lasres kauto.
She smiles to hide her sadness. She lives only for someone else. I can't help but feel that something is wrong with that. But it doesn't seem like Aselia wants to hear my objections. Her smile tells me not to say anything more. There's no way I can accept that. I look down, reluctant to meet her eyes. She lightly rubs my head. Unable to say anything more, I stay still. She continues stroking me gently until I calm down. Finally, she releases her hand.
So, Yuuto. Is mihasi haknais rasak.
About me? What on earth am I? I silently wait for her to continue.
Simihao lasres kauta. Is nesawatosem. Tahate sam yote toyam. Da nesat wa koska. Une nereten enaos tenses. Is sateoru uraseng. Kosni so Yuuto. Is une koska. Nanisut.
What she says sounds familiar. They called the sword that I used during the fight with Aselia Desire. The moment I grasped it, my body and mind became lighter. It was a feeling far beyond that of just being in peak condition. If I could release all of that power, I could do anything. That's how powerful I felt. That sword, Desire, is an eternity sword. The plain bluish sword leans on my bed. The power I had at that time was abnormal. The sword is dimly glowing blue even now, but its glow is far weaker than it was during the fight.
Kiss. Is wasemura. Red dosem skute. Nadonimam nema. Is koshem sin simihao lasres kaut.
Aselia also looks at Desire. The more I look at it, the more convinced I become that it's something dangerous.
Retengut. Liu seruk. Susahao simihao lasres kauto. Sinistansa. Rahaterena. Is hakius. Waxen. Is kinikao raxen. Sem nesat watosem. Notonka. Raesem Uras. Sun. La retensa. Smahao Urasem.
She says it as coolly and emotionlessly as possible. Are you saying that I'm one of these Ed Rangers? I'm just a student. I don't know anything about fighting. How could I fight? How could I be strong in battle? I'm so confused that I raise my voice. I have to fight? Ridiculous. She listens in silence to my angry words. After I finish speaking my mind and calm down, she continues.
Is unetasin. Nesron. La so Yuuto. Hai sensam. Was simihao lasres kauto. Soronoskute. Is Liu hoteles. Sem yoteto. Wa dose. Hai sana sem. Nessun is Yamanek.
Asperia casts her eyes downward, as though my having power is a very painful thing. The way she squeezes the hem of her white apron shows that she's distressed. So you're telling me that I have to fight?
Kiss. Lehaterena. Sin. Nesron. Raso Yuuto. Is une. Ya. Ritenkton. Talmud. Lakios. Is. Dekar. Consetacta. Masekut. La. Nise. Still wa ihanes. Is atetres. Sosakiwa. Si. Isan. Atetres. Ihanis.
Her last words leak from her throat so softly that they seem to vanish into air. She continues.
Enaros. Sin so kaori. Ya so Yuuto. Is nakurusuk. Da nakure. Tekam wa nosatnoto. Hai nesa wa shimihau lasres kuuto. Da ikuram so kaori. Hakenites.
So even beyond not being able to fight the royalty, basically he's being blackmailed in addition to that, with Cowdy's safety as their bargaining chip. I understand. If I want Cowdy to live, I have to fight like a slave. She's a hostage? Ridiculous. They'd have me fight no matter what it takes? Asperia is only their messenger. Those smirking people in the throne room are surely the ones responsible. You don't need to apologize. I gnash my teeth. Is there no way that I can rescue Cowdy and escape? Where would I escape to? This is another world. If I left this house, where would I go?
Team Cocina Nea. Harusan Sateorulas. Mi so Yuuto. Mi Yuteto. Mi so Kaori. Is deune ikiro iskaraste. Iskusmok. Is harukikioras.
That's pretty heavy. Cowdy and I aren't people of this world. Asperia is a spirit, a different race from humans. And the ones who rule this world are this world's humans. I finally understand what that means. This place, this house, is a prison. Oh, illusion. He feels like either the spinning block or Bill Clinton's involved. Perhaps. I don't think it's Obama, though. A luxurious room. It's not what many people would think of it. But that's... Or I think that's it. That's what many people would think of it, yeah. But that's limited to only people with a certain degree of freedom. Cowdy does nothing but sit here on the bed, trembling. Why do she and Yuuto have to be separated? That lament is all Cowdy can think about. The circumstances are so outlandish that she can't reach any conclusions. She feels fear in response to the knock. It's obvious something, because I pushed enter, that the knocking one is not Yuuto. Cowdy jumps off the bed and retreats one step. Palely, Cowdy watches the door open. Lestina enters without a word. However, her face clouds with pity when she sees Cowdy.
How Diakonov?
Cowdy grows more and more afraid as Lestina draws closer. She doesn't understand what Lestina says at all. Her visitor is also a girl, but Cowdy cowers in fear nonetheless.
How Diakonov?
Lestina repeats herself. She speaks as slowly and gently as possible to avoid startling Cowdy. Cowdy, unable to understand anything, slowly backs away in fear. She doesn't notice the difference in elevation below her feet. Her footing unstable, Kaori begins to lose her balance. Her body is pulled downward by gravity until... Just before Kaori falls to the floor, Lestina catches her. Lestina sighs in clear relief and slowly helps Kaori to stand up.
Let's eat Hasu Kwasan.
Kaori still can't understand what's being said. Lestina dusts off her knees with her hand as Kaori grows more and more confused. Lestina smiles gently. Her elegant smile startles Kaori. Lestina hugs Kaori tenderly. The princess's indescribable pleasant scent makes Kaori relax just a little.
Is Harriet-san? Is Diamine Raccoons?
Kaori is comforted by Lestina's warmth. Lestina's small body, slender arms, and sympathy-filled voice make Kaori feel at least a little bit safer.
Nost is the Convoquinas mi Junite.
So this is basically our peek to see that Lestina isn't a completely terrible person. I've seen that so far. Kaori's resistance completely disappears. She stares at the gently smiling Lestina in a daze. Having loosened her guard, Kaori asks what she had previously been reluctant to. However, Lestina can't understand her words. She smiles at Kaori, perplexed.
Tesro Hakinites, Unera Anis, is Harnanukka. Musahai, is Diamine La Homeshu.
Kaori starts to cry profusely. Seeing that, Lestina bites her lip. Kaori is repeating the same word that she shouted when she was separated from her brother. It's clear that she's talking about Yuuto.
Is Deka, Mihaheim Fake, wa Usesem Homest. Mishuesnais, Mi Yoteto. Is Hakinites, Nisro Ekar Yomekaulak.
Too bad the power of subtitles don't transfer here.
Hout, Xatsan, Nos is Heim, Yamine no Hanis, wa Usesem Homest.
But yeah, that's why after you complete the game, there's an option to, be able to turn on Japanese with English subtitles throughout this entire portion of the game. Lestina gently rubs the crying Kaori's back. It's only natural for Kaori to feel insecure.
Is Sotame, Diamine Raccoons na Use. Tasates yu Iska Yoteto.
They can't understand each other's words. Even so, they're able to communicate their feelings. She's not a bad person. That's what Kaori thinks.
Is that Tenium of Noster?
Kaori looks wordlessly at Lestina's face to judge whether to trust her. After worrying for a moment, Kaori comes to a conclusion. Kaori directs the question to Yuuto, who is not present. Seeing Kaori calm down, Lestina withdraws her arms.
Las is Yatsu-san.
Kaori bows quickly. She doesn't expect to convey her intentions with that, but she wants to at least do something. At least express that she is alright. And then play that. There we go. Seeing Lestina shift from a relieved expression to a troubled one, Kaori tilts her head.
Lestina. Las Isranino
sem usui?
She points to herself and then to Cowdy.
Lestina. Lestina.
I'm afraid not, Illusion.
Lestina.
Cowdy slowly repeats what she heard. Lestina smiles in response.
名前だよね。レスティーナさん。ルーサイハム歌手。Las is usui salise?
Lestina turns her palm towards Cowdy.
私のことかな。私は香りです。香り。
Cowdy points to herself and repeats her name. Lestina nods in acknowledgement.
ロエス香り通じたみたい。
Cowdy smiles and nods. Lestina smiles as well.
ユーロハヨスム
Cowdy's nervousness is already dissipated.
香り。Como este also nombre?
The only thing they've communicated is each other's names, but Cowdy now feels like she understands Lestina's kindness and compassion.
大丈夫。私